came about from a little bit of a negative, weird place.
Yeah.
Interviews changed for you when you turned, what, 39?
Yeah. When I was 39, I started getting all these questions for the journalists when I would do press for a film. They go, "Are you scared?" And I'd be like, "What? Of what?" And they're like, "Are you scared you're gonna turn 40?" And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm excited about 40. Why should I be scared? And I realized that really what they were saying was, now that you're 40 and you're an actress in Hollywood, the death of your career is imminent.
Right.
They weren't saying like, are you feeling okay? Is your health declining? How's your bones? You know, they were
they were not asking about that. Mental well-being.
No,
They're like, are you scared you won't have a job?
Exactly, because I don't look 25 anymore. And I was like, that's ridiculous. That's a concern. I should be concerned with that. And it made me want to change the conversation about aging. I want all of us women, to take it into our own hands. And instead of being ashamed of aging, we should go forward empowered with it. And once you do that...
And finding beauty in every age. Especially women, you think 40, you think 50, you think, oh my God, death. You know, I mean, women are so afraid of wrinkles, of this, of that, of this drooping or shifting. It was really empowering. It's a page turner, and honestly, I laughed. I didn't cry. It wasn't scary.
No, this is very optimistic. It's a hopeful book.
Super optimistic. Yeah. And, you know, it ends, just by example, with an amazing poem by a woman who didn't write poetry till she was 90.
Yeah. Peggy Friedman.
Yeah, I was just blown away, and it made me enthusiastic. When, you know, when I put the book down, I'm like, man, I'm gonna be awesome at this.
That is exactly what you should be doing, because we do think about aging. You know, when I was a child, 60 looked like 80. Now 60 looks like 50, 45, 50.
Right.
I mean, there are women out there who, we have different information than we did 20 years ago. And the fact, as you said, that we should be, I say that we should be celebrating our midlife.
She says midlife crisis, it's blacked out. It says midlife celebration. You don't understand that it's a privilege.
Yeah. Because just 150 years ago, women only lived to be 40. So 40 was not midlife, 40 was end of life.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a privilege to get to grow older. I know so many people who didn't get to grow older, you know, because if you're not aging, there's only one other thing that's happened to you. And it's not such a, none of us want that right now.
That's not the solution.
That's not the solution.
Yeah.
So it is really about embracing. It isn't anti-aging, it's pro-aging in the way of the best that you can possibly do. And you can't do that without the information. So we talk from everything about, because for me it's really about the cells. Your whole body's made up of trillions of cells and specialized cells. So your heart are all heart cells. Oh, this is one of the things that I thought was really very interesting. Female cells are different than male cells. So female cells are all female and men's are all male. Does that make sense? So your heart is different than a man's. Because of the cells are different, we're smaller, we have more fine arteries, which makes it more difficult to look for heart disease in a woman. So that's something that you have to know as you get older, is how to take the signs of heart disease, which are different than men. And because research is different, the research is done mostly on men and not on women, we get prescribed medication to women in dosages that were tested on men, not on women. So there's a lot, there's a lot of overdosing. So the whole medical profession is
changing. It's the end of the bikini medicine,
the bikini medicine,
because for decades, they thought that the male and the female were only different in the bikini area of their sex organs, right? And now science has come to this point where it's just fascinating. We're growing by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, we can see deeper inside ourselves than ever before, so.
It's really cool. Honestly, I never thought science would be a page turner. It was so fantastic.